Welcome back, folks, to the 24th episode of Border Nexus. For those of you who weren't here and haven't been here, we are currently in our war arc with Cabernet, which means we have been bouncing around from character to character as they move legions of soldiers into Cabernet. 2 weeks ago we did Dakif, last week we did Thaddeus, and this week we are on Melanie.
It's my session, bitch.
With
I
that,
get it all to myself.
with that said, Melody, would you like to do our last week's session recap?
Sure. Basically, last session, a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
But
Yes, they did.
but the most notable things is that Thaddeus is getting more into his kingly position, in commanding people around as basically just a battalion leader in this case. Walking around, talked with Rudia for a bit. Ruby too. Got a bit of characterization on both of them throughout the walk. He learned about how Ruby was just basically just very, very horny for the events that were about to occur.
Mm-hmm.
And extraordinarily excited to march on Cabernet, and specifically to deal with Salakanir.
Man's got issues.
And he was like, oh, interesting! Like that type of shit.
Man's got issues.
No, he does. Rudia was just kind of working as is Thaddeus. You noticed on your way through Arunia's palm, you did see some sus-ass plant growth. And Ruby suggested that it could have to do with something going on in the capital of Arunia's palm, or something like that. Especially given the fact that the massive storm that is approaching was approaching Arunia's palm.
I am the storm.
I am the storm. Yeah, the storm was condensed specifically over the capital. Out in Aerun, fucking annihilating something with a lot of lightning strikes.
I mean, if there's that much shit going on in one storm and it doesn't annihilate what it's hitting, it's probably worse problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're hoping it kills whatever's there.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's doing what it needs to. But no, that storm continues. Additionally, you got some Poggy info on your way through Arunia's palm when a silly little guiding orb, a little quest marker appeared, presumably from Avurium, that literally led you directly to the fucking house the Alderaanians were huddled in. You found out that all the elves had fucking died. It was all the elves, was it not?
Correct.
Yes. All the elves fucking died.
Specifically full elves.
Yeah, all the full elves died. And fucking... Doc was trying his best to deal with them, but there was literally nothing he could do.
Whoops.
Yeah, he figured out there was basically nothing he could do. Thaddeus convinced him of the... to make the difficult yet necessary call to just come with him. Because they needed to be like harbinged somehow and like protected, and as bad as it sounds, the safest place unironically they could have been was with this battalion. So they did. They followed. Ruby didn't make too much comment on it, oddly enough. Unusual for him.
Considering the motherfucker just doesn't shut up.
Yeah, the only thing he really commented on was like when you mentioned the allies initially and mentioned that you thought they existed and would be here. After that, you continued onward. You saw the plant growth, and then after that, you finally reached close to the border, and found
Border.
yourself the border. I'm at the border, and found yourself
What the
looking
fuck?
upon
Don't worry
a
about it.
far off, like couple miles away, like military camp, basically just a setup, like a fort, essentially. And you then proceeded to march further. A horn sounded, and then you fucking shelled the place.
Yeah.
You fucking shelled the thing.
Fuck
Killed a
nerds.
lot of people in the process.
I could do that.
Only downside being one of those got thrown right back at you.
Yes, yeah. Only problem is that, uh, but you ended up doing that, and that massive ruckus, like you had hoped, drew Salakinir's attention. He flew down, attempted to engage you, Ruby, and Rudia, only to have mysterious motherfucker leap from the trees and fucking shatter his wing with one swing, or like break one of Salakinir's wings with one attack.
One really
As-
fucking solid grapple check.
Yes, nat 20 versus nat 1 grapple check.
Get fucked.
In order to ground Salakinir. And then you proceeded to fight alongside our stupid little woo-woo boy. Until inevitably Ruby finally managed to get his domination over Salakinir to hold, and then proceeded to damage his nose even further from what it had been in the fight, and tell him to fucking clump the soldiers together, telling them retreat, scorch them, which he subsequently did, and then run off towards the capital to help Dakith. And then you and all the soldiers took a short rest in the ruins of what you had caused. And I believe that's about it.
I believe that is about it.
Besides the details of how many times you got downed and
Just
the shit like that. Yeah, just once.
Indeed. And now Saloknir is moving through Cabernet on foot
Yes, he is. He's moving on foot.
as Dakith awaits for the signal. And so, does the assault that Melanie begins, is it at the same time that Thaddeus attacked, or is it afterwards?
I was gonna say, because it depends on when and where, like, the assault is, because we're not sure if there's even going to be guards on this part of Cabernet, genuinely.
Oh, there will be. It just... Yes, there will be guards. You will have to fight through areas.
Let's see.
Remember, Thaddeus was just going in with that many people specifically to draw out Saloknir.
Yeah, he was a distraction. That's the entire point. I think it probably would be like around the same time as Thaddeus, given because I assume they basically go just like right after like a brief respite when they got there. Although it is more Pendragosa's call, but also if Melanie is having influence, that's the idea.
Melanie is the one in charge of the battalion. Pendragosa is simply there overseeing everything.
He is big chilling.
Yep. He's also effectively the trump card.
Yes.
So-
It's like if I cannot go full on war chief because obviously he's there, but Melanie does not plan on doing that anyhow. But no, she will choose to begin her attack like basically the same time that Thaddeus does, essentially.
Cool. So then,
True and based.
for real though.
All right, let's get it going.
Fucking god, Iod.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna.
True. My fingers aren't working today.
It's okay.
No, it ain't.
It's not. You're right. I'm lying to you.
Oh my god, the bot's not working now. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's alright. We always have technical difficulties, chat.
Oh yeah.
Part of the stream.
So true, bestie.
Part of the sign up.
Gotta show you.
People don't come here to see the stream function. They come here to hear funny quips and marble commentary.
Yeah, fuck me.
Cabernet right behind us, isn't she?
Shut the fuck up. He's right behind me, isn't he? We're here for our Marvel level humor, is what we're here for.
True.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Alrighty, as you are now with Pendragosa in position, ready to go fucking raid Cabernet, you can see the border in which your troops are ready to march on. As you have almost like not necessarily like a mobile base, but kind of like a bunch of a large section of your troops are carrying like materials that could be thrown up as like a quick protection. Like stuff to just like set up like a temporary desk and workstation and everything. Like tents that can be put up within a span of minutes.
Oh, sick.
So, coming to a head, you can see in the distance Cabernet and forts that were mostly just expedition posts ready to attack the Starbound race and claim more territory there rather than necessarily defend from an invasion that isn't on a border.
I see. So it is not defended.
It is not that well defended. Correct.
So,
most of the forces were on the Crotavir or Arunia border.
that makes sense. This makes me feel so much better about our decisions. We are so smart.
No, look at you.
When we are us three are so smart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we genuinely, it is just like Melanie's advice, because like nothing notable has changed besides like the storm all the way going here. I assume since you
Correct.
overtly skipped that. Okay.
Yep.
So Melanie's advice generally is just like we just fucking go.
The question is, do you ride up through the river or do you step off the river before you hit the border?
Oh, wait. So does the river? How close does the river ride to the this outpost?
The river will go past the outpost.
Oh shit!
If you go through the river, you will be seen, but you will travel faster through it.
Oh, so do I wish to speed run or do I wish to crush this? Is the question. Do I move lest I alert them, or do I just?
So kind of like the options right now are like you can either attempt to speed run through it with less casualty and have like a less secure backline, or just start burning everything to the ground.
Oh.
In which case, you know, the main downside of that would likely be optical.
Yeah, I feel like genuinely, if it's not well defended, like Melanie would try to ascertain how many people are there, but if there's not many, I think she will just take the river, genuinely. So I feel like as much as she is willing to just absolutely crush them in Cabernet in order to give absolute victory, she feels like those people don't inherently deserve to die if they were just people expanding territory rather than like militants.
Most of these fortresses probably have like just outposts have like at most like 80 people in them.
Yeah, there's no,
including whatever militants would be there.
Yeah, then there's no point even then, because like in comparison to our force, that's kind of insignificant. And plus, Melanie would warn Pendragosa, like, it may be weaker on the back line, but I think you can deal with like 100 people. I don't think that's an issue.
Easily.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take the river. Doesn't matter if we're seeing, just fucking move it.
Understood.
So that will be Melanie's choice there.
You see,
She
As,
has
like-
the opportunity to be more reckless than the other battalions.
so as you, with all the equipment still on the river transportation and everything, on the one that's carrying, because Melanie has 2 howitzers, yes?
I
Yep.
believe I have to look at the Google Doc, but I think she does. Yes.
Yeah. That could...
Where are those situated?
How do the river transports work? It kind of depends.
They're
on that.
effectively in a line.
Ah. Then
You basically
then Jim-
have they're almost like rafts plus, like the howitzers each can fit on one. Like the howitzers each have their own with their team on their own raft.
Oh, I see. With their maintenance crew, basically.
Correct. But the rest of the troops are each on their own transports, with you and Pendragosa and a few higher ups on
It
yours.
would be one in the far front of the line and one in the far back of the line. Genuinely,
Alright.
is just how they're assembled. Yeah.
As you begin getting closer to the outpost, Pendragosa turns to you and goes, "So do we want them to know we're coming, or do we want them to be cautious? Show of force, or are we doing stealth?"
How likely does it seem that stealth would even work in this case? I assume not very.
Well, Pendragosa can effectively make a steam cloud, given that you're on the river.
That is actually true. He can entirely obfuscate us.
But a massive steam cloud appearing out of a river would be a point of investigation.
Yes, it would be, but we'd probably be gone by then, is the thing, most likely, if we made it quick enough. It would be a very fine line between being quiet and fast enough, is the thing.
It would effectively give you a very temporary increase to stealth at a detriment later.
Okay. That's really interesting. I think Melanie kind of looks as like, if we're going with that, be aware that I can give you artillery without having to use the cannons if it does go wrong. But we should do that at the apex right before we're going to be in their sightlines. Make the cloud.
Understood.
So that's going to be the play then. Just massive increase to stealth to try and just fucking basically zoom past, essentially.
Right.
So that we just don't have to deal with them.
As you see Pendragosa kind of like stick his hand in the water, you see the water ahead begin,
Fucking
like,
boils.
start boiling. Yeah.
Ah, shit. Alright.
And you can see like a bit of steam start rising from it. As the rafts begin going past, like towards the threshold where the outpost will be able to see you better, just a
Smoke cloud, yep.
of steam rises up. As you can see Pendragosa like just holding both of his hands like in front of the raft.
Nice. Okay.
And
And Melanie will order, because the thing is, the stealth's better, but I feel like at the same time Melanie would order the rafts to like go as fast as they can through the section, is the thing.
you're trading off being visually spotted for audible.
Yes, that's the idea. Yeah. Making more sound, but having almost no way to visually see us. Yeah.
As you see the hobgoblins kind of put all of their attention onto like rowing.
Onto rowing, yeah.
Yep. As it begins. So steam rises, you move past. No alarms raised.
Okay.
You don't hear any horns blare.
That's good. Fucking. Once we pass, Melanie like still has them go fast for a little bit longer, but then slows down after a little bit.
Right.
Once we are at a safe distance.
Once you do pass the outpost, you do start seeing villages on the riverbank farther ahead.
Yeah, Melanie kind of looks as like being spotted like this is inevitable, but it does seem inevitable because it's just going to be like villages on villages on villages, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no point in steam clouding now.
Mhm.
The only thing that really matters is us just getting there.
Mhm.
So it may not be full speed, but continuing at medium mixed in with full speed probably is genuinely the idea until we get to the point where we hop off.
Understood. All right. As you kind of go, how close are you getting to the villages?
How large is the river?
It'll cross into Crotogre before it's too small.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. I'd say probably don't want to get. Probably not going to be very close to the villages. Give like a good deal of distance in case the local guards or like some fuckers try something genuinely.
Right.
Or some noble citizen who's trying to protect their country.
Someone gets a little too quirky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't be a good guy. Take the L.
Yeah. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, no. But that's the basic idea. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be super close to the shore for the purposes of that.
Right.
Although it may increase my visibility a tad.
Yeah. It is likely that you'll be spotted dismounting where you are, but you would be spotted by villages if you went further anyways.
That's fine. Yeah. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'd rather be further away and not in range of being fucked with.
I'll say you dismount around here. Right?
Okay. I'm not sure because where we would dismount would be kind of more up to him because he knows the map. It would be like a Pendragosa decision.
Right.
Just wherever the most efficient point to
You're basically giving out orders, and Pendragosa is making sure they're completed.
Yeah.
And then
the woman needs a man.
Bro. All men over 6'1" is a 5'3" bitch to tell them what to do.
Yes. Pendragosa does need that.
But so now you can either so you could just. The question is, you would go faster if you went this way. You would have less to cut through, but you're more likely to rendezvous with Thaddeus' forces faster if you go this way. But there would be more to deal with.
If you're putting down arrows, I cannot see them right now.
What the fuck? It says show to others. This is some bullshit.
Live.
Are you referring to like here or here? Is that what
Can
you're
you
thinking?
see the green arrow?
Yes, now I see it.
Okay, so if you go through this way, you'll have more to fight through, but you're more likely to rendezvous with Thaddeus.
Okay.
If you cut through this way, you will get
straight to Vine Wraith. Yeah.
just straight to the capital. Understood.
Well, no, I'm not. Okay. I'm not. I feel like the idea immediately because Melody does not know what, when, or why is happening yet with Thaddeus. So I feel like the safer goal than going straight to the capital is going through more enemies to Thaddeus. Like she'll even explain. She's like, if the stuff with Salaknir doesn't work, we need to be there, and if it does, then we need to consolidate. We're going to Thaddeus. It's the best idea. Then we travel the roads together, and we get there as one force.
I see. Alrighty.
So Melanie will go through the harder path to get to Thaddeus.
How much are we torching?
Are these normal villages?
They become more city-like
Oh,
if you go that direction.
fuck. That's a good question. How much do we raise?
Yes.
Because here's the thing: you could probably blow up a building
Yeah.
and risk them just hoping they'll surrender off of that. Because it's effectively it is either they'll surrender off of that, they'll flee off of that, or they'll try to reinforce off of that.
Yeah, or they'll try to fight. I think I think Melanie would end up going with the blow up a couple buildings, military posts if we can discern them, and hope they just surrender. If they don't, we'll deal with it when we get there. I don't want to raise entire cities with people living in them. It's not the people I'm angry with. It's everyone else.
Understood. It is by this time that you hear like a fucking like you can hear almost like a crack ring through the air, followed by an incredibly pained roar.
Oh shit!
From the west or from the east.
Yeah. Melanie kind of like looks as like, I think that may be a good sign. I can only think of one thing that can make a noise that loud. Let's keep going.
Understood. As you continue marching forward, the howitzers are ready and moving. Where do you have them positioned? Front, back, left, right.
I think it's wait, what kind of formations are these in again? Are they the same as the ones you've described for everyone else?
Yeah, they're effectively several squares marching together.
I feel like, because the thing is, I feel like I want them on opposite sides of whichever. So I think if we're going through a city, because I don't want our flanks or fronts to have them, because that seems vulnerable. I think they're on the far left and right respectively, so they have the same effective range, but they're separated very widely.
Understood. Okay. Hobgoblins have them in those positions, and you're rolling, and you do come across your first more like stone-built city type. Probably not more than like 1,000 people max live here.
That's fair.
But this is a city for this era, so.
Yeah, it's still a city. It is a dense population area. Okay.
So you can see what are more than likely militaristic outposts on the outskirts of it, with like a wall kind of surrounding more of the inner keep.
Do we have to go through the inner keep to get to where we need to?
No, you could go around it.
Oh, we can? Okay.
Yeah, you could go around it to get through Divine Wraith.
Okay. Then
or get through to the east.
Yeah, to get through to closer to I mean, it is technically closer to Vine Wreath, but it's more closer to Thaddeus than Vine Wreath. Probably genuinely, if Pendragosa doesn't just do it himself, like, Melanie's just like, don't care how outposts go down, we leave the rest of it, besides maybe, like, a building or so. We don't need to go through, we don't bother.
Understood. And you see Pendragosa kind of like turn to the two hobgoblins behind him and dole out. He says something in Goblin.
In Goblin.
In Goblin.
In Gabagool.
And so you see them do some funny shit with like copper wire. And you hear two patunks come from the artillery cannons as they slam into a military outpost. And you do hear screams coming and stuff.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
You can see fire and everything happening in the city.
Oh, how casually you're describing this.
Yeah, dude, so war craps are fun.
No, it is. Yeah. Okay.
The fire's kind of rising from the outside going in.
Yeah, so there's at least time and warning. It's not, the shells aren't initially in the actual city, they're on the outskirts.
Correct.
So it helps.
Yep. So you do hear screams and panic.
Yeah. That's okay though. We'll use this as an opportunity to just fucking slide right through, basically. Just fucking
just pass by the city? Or do you do more damage to it?
There isn't inherently military buildings that we see inside the city, is there?
Not that you can see from the outside.
Fuck. Pendragosa can't fly, can he not?
Oh, probably.
I'm pretty sure we've seen him at least hover before. Melanie kind of like looks and is like, check if there's an assembling force in the center. That's the only thing I'm worried about with this place.
Hey,
If there isn't, we leave. If there is, torch it.
it'll take me a few minutes.
That's okay. We'll hold this position. Okay.
Understood. And you see him kind of vanish. And then you have a few minutes.
Okay. Yeah,
Are you
we
doing
have
anything during this time?
anything that I'm doing.
Correct.
I don't know what I can do during this time, if I'm being quite honest. Like without any, like Melanie will bark out the orders to like be on the lookout for anyone coming out to engage us.
Mm-hmm.
To be very wary of that.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I don't really think there's anything. I think she's just looking out like through both the orb and properly to like try and see if anyone's advancing from the ruins.
You do hear from the right side, or not the right side, the left side, that it seems like a group of like non-military are currently fleeing past you.
Oh, non-military? Okay.
That's what it appears.
Ooh, okay. Well, what Melanie will order is that they shift the position of the cannons then to get the cannon out of the way of where the civvies are coming, or at least the seeming civvies.
Okay.
Also warn them to not attack until attacked, but if these are not what they seem, to be ready to sword and board, basically.
Okay. Alright. Then, as the civilians begin going past, Pendragosa does come back.
Okay.
And he's... No, they're fleeing.
Okay, good. Then we leave.
Understood. And then you begin marching past.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
So, let's say you get about here, past the city. And so, they're right here past the city.
Okay.
When you start running into what looks to be like a much larger open area of like crop farming, and you can see like there are clear like transport roads. So you can still see carriages going up and down them.
Oh, so is this choice? Do I use the roads, or do I like?
There are.
Or do I torch the fields?
Do you torch the field? Do you use the roads? Do you do anything about the people that are currently on the roads, approaching or leaving?
Okay. What I think Melanie would have them do. Because the thing is, Pendragosa still wants this land. Is the thing. So Melanie will say to him, "Is like, you do want this land, right? And the prosperity that comes with it."
That would be ideal.
Then we do not torch the fields. Send men out to tell the people to get out the roads or get fucking moving in the other direction.
Understood. Dole out that order.
Yeah, if people are entirely adamant that they should use a little bit of force, non-lethal, of course.
Then on that note, go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Ooh, based. Okay.
The big Riz.
Just a base charisma check.
Base charisma check, yes.
Oh my god, that's so low. Okay, I cannot boost that at all. That sucks.
Wait, don't you have Can't you do that? Can't you re-roll an ability check with sorcerer points? Isn't that just a thing?
I don't think it's a thing.
I want to say that's a thing with Tasha's.
If it's a thing with Tasha's, I would gladly do so, but I was not aware that was a thing.
Let
Hold on.
me check.
Is that magical guidance? Make an ability check that fails, you can spend 1 sorcery point to reroll the d20 and use the new roll. Oh shit, yeah, you can. I'm gonna do that then. I wasn't aware that was a thing I could do.
It can't get much worse.
Yeah, well, it can. It's fine. It's barely better, but it's nothing.
Yep. That's whatever.
Single digits. I wish that was a persuasion check, because then it would be slightly better, but...
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it's like persuasion and intimidation.
Well, I have proficiency in both.
Oh, okay. Well, then add your proficiency bonus.
It doesn't change much. It's only an 11 still.
Oh, well, it's at least better than nothing.
No, it's better than nothing. It's higher than a 10, so it's better.
Well, they
To be fair, I figured it would more be the guards than her, but like...
Well, yeah, but do you really want them being the one to roll?
Yeah, that's fair.
You're their leader. It all comes down to your fault.
Of course.
You do get information back that there is some resistance, and they're unsure whether or not you want to take prisoners or hostages.
If they're being a very big issue, then Melanie will say that they can.
Not many are resisting, but there are a few, and you could easily bowl over them if you wanted.
If there's some notable ones, then yes, take prisoners and let them out once everything is said and done.
Understood.
Yeah. And she will note specifically, like, it's not their fault. They're probably scared shitless. There shouldn't be any charges against them in your new nation, if I'm being quite frank. Not their fault.
Noble leader.
He calls me noble leader.
Yeah.
I'm not a leader. I'm just a fucking person, Pat Andricosa.
Alright. And then, so just having the roads be cleared.
Yes, having cleared the roads, just fucking straight down, yeah.
So, notable things is, one of the hobgoblins does report that, one of the prisoners that was taken did have some items on him that might be of interest after this is over.
Oh, what the fuck? I mean, I guess they were traitors, so that may make sense.
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah. Melanie will say, like, Melanie will be like, we'll discuss that and see about those things later.
Understood. Alrighty. You did move past the farmlands, without torching anything, so good job.
So Melanie probably has the tamest approach out of the entire party, which is kind of like the point, but that's also just her.
Real. And now you do, as you finally continue moving forward, you do come to where the majority of the Cabernet population is, and you can now see a large, like, fighting force, kind of amassing, like, around here.
I see. I assume no sign of Thaddeus yet at this point.
No, not yet.
Have we been seen by them at this point?
Oh, they're aware of you.
Okay, just making sure. I assume this is the main obstacle that we were referring to whenever it came to between us and Thaddeus. Okay. Okay. We in range, or what's the?
Yeah, you can fire on the force, but it'll be if it does result in like an upfront battle, you will be having to spend resources to maintain troop numbers.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. I think this is a scenario, because the thing is, this is also just about time. Is the issue? Is that
correct?
Time is a resource Melanie's fighting with here, so I feel like she does just say, like, I feel like she does go, fuck them up. We're dealing with this now. We're not waiting.
Do I try my hand in this?
How big is the force that they're amassing? Yeah.
It seems to be larger than the amount of hobgoblins you have.
Okay. So big AoE options then. Melanie kind of looks over to him and says, I think I know a way that may be less destructive that we can use your abilities to deal with this.
Right.
Remember what you did with the river back there?
I did.
I can give you a little mini river to work with if you want to steam bomb these folks.
I see.
Does that sound like a plan?
Those?
Okay. And with that, Melanie will cast a wall of water as a setup in a place that he wants in order to steam bomb the troops.
As the wall of water comes out, you see like a kind of back coating of like flame go over it and blast steam forward.
Okay.
As you have temporarily blinded their troops and get a very quick advancement on them.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Though notably, you do get information that you've been flanked.
Oh, that we've been flanked? Fuck.
Correct. From your left side.
Oh, damn. So they might actually get one of the things. Okay. That would be unfortunate. How do we deal with this? So they're just currently on that? Okay.
Correct.
Where is I assume the orb is in a place in which I can get most of the sides, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Coverage with spells and such.
Yeah. Well, it is like a 50-foot group or a 50-person group, so
50-person group.
Yeah, you can hit the edges, but you won't hit everyone inside of them.
Okay.
As you kind of peer through the orb, you do see it's a much like. It seems to be a much smaller fighting force of a few, like, it looks to be like a few specialized troops.
Oh, they're specialized. Okay.
Though one of them is not wearing any armor. Actually, no, two of them are not wearing any armor.
Oh, that's a fucking issue.
And
those are the ones I'm worried about.
One of them almost seems to be kind of like crusty.
Ooh, okay, I don't like that. How many are there in total?
There are 5.
Oh, fucking perfect. Alright. I'm casting slow on these bitches.
Oh shit, alright.
I am casting slow and attempting to basically just incapacitate them. And it is up to 6 creatures within the 40-foot cube, which I assume would encompass all of them.
Right.
And given that concentration's gone on the wall of water, because it's fucking disintegrated into steam, yeah.
Because what is currently happening is you can see like the fighting force like trying to like stop them. They're kind of getting the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, I figure.
But it looks like the 2 that are not wearing any armor are like actively trying to like punch their way through to the kingdom.
They're doing the most damage. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So as said, targeting them 100% and the whole party if I can.
Correct.
With a slow spell. I will as well, because I have to declare it before I do so. I will be attempting to extended spell it to give the most issue, having it last 2 minutes to give the troops as many times as much time as possible to end them.
All right.
It also will utterly cripple any of them if they're casters, which is the main point as well.
All right. So, 2 of the ones that are wearing armor slow to a crawl effectively, and you see the like troops just fucking
overtake them. Yeah,
beating the shit out of them. Like you start seeing their armor just get punctured and stabbed, and you see one of like. As one of them is slowed, you see just like their fucking neck get like clawed open by a halberd.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. So only 2 of them fell for the effect then?
Correct.
Okay.
The third armored one effectively just goes and grabs the one that is still alive and seems to like cast some kind of spell.
Okay.
He's already taken a ton of damage, but he didn't die. But the slow seems to be removed.
He's not dead. Oh, I see. So he is a paladin. Okay.
Um,
Melanie will, if this is a thing that she can do, she will tell them specifically to kill him first. After seeing his restorative abilities.
Right. As the order goes through, you see half the troops just kind of like turn their focus away to the probably a paladin and just begin pretty quickly overwhelming them at a substantial loss of people. But action economy funny.
Dude, this is true.
It's about like 15 to take that one.
That's unfortunate, but it's it's a bit of consequence. I can.
As you see,
I can support with just like cantrips to try and kill them, but I doubt that's a thing that's gonna do that much.
Yeah. As you see, the two that are unarmored,
still being an issue.
they are, and you now, as they are getting closer and closer to the cannon, which is kind of where the center of that
Are
group
they
is.
actually trying to do something to the cannon?
Well, yes, and and you now have more visual detail on them. One of them does have, like, one of them seems to just straight up be in like kind of like a fucked up, dirty suit. She has like this like weirdly like long black hair that just looks unnaturally straight and clean for this situation.
I see.
And the one next to her seems to be a drow. As you see the crustiness of his skin kind of fade away after a bit. And you can make out.
Skin?
No, it does not.
Okay. I was thinking he might be a sorcerer, genuinely, was what the way you were describing that. Okay.
But you do recognize a symbol you've seen before, like tattooed on his shoulder.
Symbol is it?
It looks to be like these like orange like wasp wings, the same symbol that was on Thaddeus' bag.
God damn it. Okay. Got it.
As he's like punching through, you see him just like kind of pause for a moment and just like fucking grab a hobgoblin like by the throat through the armor, and you see him like just fucking grab the hobgoblin's sword, and you see from there his skin turns into like a shiny steel.
Oh no! God damn it! Okay. I hate to say it, but it's war crime moment. It's not saving his life to take his ability. I mean, she. Oh wait, no, but she may just take him as a hostage because he has fucking crazy ass abilities.
He's gonna be a great hostage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Okay then. They're very much within range still. I have another thing that I'd like to do in the real time.
Pendragosa is also available for use.
Oh, yeah.
He is?
Yes.
Pendragosa's fire is ready.
He could probably get this shit unlocked.
No, he could, but Melanie
no.
wants this one as a prisoner,
do
not
this.
dead, is the thing. Yes.
Yeah,
Melanie
he'll
has
just
to
kill
do
him.
this. Yes. He'll just kill them if I let him. Melanie will... I believe that's... I think that's a... Is that another... I need to see if that's another... Is that another 2 sorcery points for Twin Spell there? I believe it's equal to the... It's equal to the spell's level. So then... Twin Spell Mind Whip on the 2 of them.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Alright.
Twin Spell Tasha's Mind Whip, so
Intelligence save,
this
yes.
time instead of Wisdom. Because the Wiz save didn't work on them.
Cool.
That's the DC 15?
Yes, the DC is 15, yes.
Okay.
DC 15 Intel save.
You see as like fucking like these like mental barbs kind of like crawl their way, almost looking like a nervous system, out of the orb, like striking them. You see them both for a moment lash as the one in the suit just like for a second like just shakes her head and like puts it off.
Okay, but the one without the suit does not.
Correct. The metal one is
the
just...
metallicized person does not. Okay.
Correct.
Melanie will order that. 'Cause the thing is, Melanie, I think, is fine with the one person dying.
Yeah.
Because what does the person in the suit demonstrate their abilities as? Just good hand-to-hand combat?
No, raw strength.
Just raw strength? Okay.
They look like just a small, like, human woman. But she's just kind of, like, throwing people left and right.
Okay. I don't think non-lethal's gonna work on her. I think...
You do, as the Mind Whip comes out, though, and they resist that.
Yeah.
So
as one of them does. You know?
Correct. You see her just kind of, like, take, like, a really deep breath, and a plume of fire rolls out.
Just from her?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
This kind of engulfs her ally, too.
Oh.
As a ton of the hobgoblins just get torched, and you can see, like, the one still carrying the orb is, like, scorched, but he's still moving, and kind of just beginning to, like, try and, like, keep himself alive.
Okay. Melanie is going to order Pendragosa to try and kill that one specifically. To try and isolate and kill that one.
Understood.
And then be like, I want the other one as a hostage. That one dies though.
Understood. And as he goes to use, like, the fire as, like, a cover.
Yeah.
You see him, like, and you can see, like, through the orb, like, a bit of the fire, like, whiff as you can see him, like, appear in it.
Ooh.
And you hear, like, a bink as Pendragosa, like, comes, like, sliding on the ground back from the fire.
Nice.
As you see the drow step out of it, like, red hot. As he just fucking clocked Pendragosa.
I see. So that they're now in a fight, and he's trying to, like, incapacitate him. I figure.
Yeah, like, Pendragosa like, jumped in the fire and got caught off guard because he didn't think the drow was, like.
He didn't think the drow was still going.
His metal form apparently lets him walk through.
Yeah,
fire.
his metal form is probably protecting him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Melanie's like, could be rough with him, but don't let him die.
Aye. And you see Pendragosa as he's, like, kind of standing up and, like just wicking the flame off of him. Oh, I've felt this fire before.
Nice.
As you see him just kind of, like, as the drow runs up to, like, just, like, throw another punch at him, you see Pendragosa just kind of put his hand out in front of him, and the drow vanishes.
Oh, base. Nods is like, good job.
And you see they're kind of like
threats are dealt with now, right?
They're almost like standing, like Pendragosa's like almost standing like in front of the hobgoblin that's still holding the orb. As he's like kind of on the ground, like hobbling. And you see him and the woman like kind of in a standoff where in between them is the cannon.
Oh, I see. Okay. I must ask, because this could burn. So she's still alive, just fiery hot, right? Does Pendragosa seem like he's gonna have an opportunity to hit him, or hit her, or no?
I mean, Pendragosa spell slings, so.
Okay, but he is okay.
Correct. The fire is no longer present.
Fire's no longer present. Okay.
Yeah. She breathed a cone of fire.
Oh, I see. Okay, so she's one of. Okay, I see. I know what she is now. I wasn't sure if it was an aura or if she breathed a cone. Okay, that makes sense. How big was the cone actually? It's like a very good.
Oh, it was fucking huge.
It was huge. Okay, so it seems like an actual dragon, probably in human form. Okay. What do I want here? Do I want to? I think I want to give, because it's a racial spell. I feel like Melanie will burn fairy fire to try and just get her pinned down and fucking ended.
Easier to hit.
What? Yeah, easier to hit.
Understood.
That's a Yeah, that's a dex save in that case.
No, she did not hit 15 on that, so you're good.
Nice. Okay, good. Yeah.
What was she glowing?
She is glowing she's glowing a bright green to contrast the fire now that it's gone, so that she
Right.
just stands out very deeply with the pathing and wheat probably and shit around not far from the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just Feywild grass color.
Right. It's just, the green kind of encroaches up her body as a viridian outline.
Yeah.
You see her kind of just look at her skin. Unbefitting.
Unbefitting is what she said?
Yep. As you see her form shift.
Yeah, figured. Good thing I popped that before she changed forms.
Massive, red wings. As you see this almost... Because, a dragon that gets this must have scars.
I see.
She simply doesn't.
How big is she?
She grows massively.
Oh.
Melanie's got is it his fucking wife? Is this his mate?
You just hear it. Oh yeah, that's her.
Fuck.
So nonchalant.
Yeah, so nonchalant that us fighting the more powerful version.
About the
Fortunately, her scales don't matter to me.
Thankfully. And I want to explain that if this becomes a combat of fighting and slinging, Melanie's going to be an asshole. And when able, she's going to use silvery barbs on this dragon.
Oh shit! Alright.
To stop her from hitting Pendragosa or other people.
Yeah. That is effectively going to be occurring because you see Pendragosa just kind of begin taking off as the dragon just kind of starts chasing after it.
Yeah. That is how Melanie is helping here. Oh fuck. That was the alarm for your stream, my bad.
As Pendragosa's flying and trying to keep distance. Basically every other turn she gets in range to attempt just a snap at him while he's
snap at him. Then those are getting hit with the silvery barbs. Yeah.
Alright.
So... You just tell me how many spell slots to subtract basically at this rate because it depends on how this goes. Because I will spend up to all of my first levels for this just to keep him
just
alive.
do 3 right now.
Okay, just 3. Yeah. Because this is a resource management thing still.
Yeah.
But Melanie is willing to burn a lot of her resources on this.
As she really only does get one shot out of Pendragosa.
Okay. That's good.
You do see it fucking really fucked him up, but he still manages to keep flying, and he's burning parts of her scales off, and you can see almost he's doing this kind of dodging shit.
In Fire Force. It looks like a Fire
something
Force
like that, yeah. Basically. And you can see as she begins circling around, you see her fly down toward the abandoned cannon. Go ahead and make a dexterity save.
Ah, fuck me. Okay.
You got this.
Save. No, I'm not in fact good at this.
I said you got this. You got it.
Oh, you said you got this? Okay, never mind.
I never claimed you were good.
17.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think that passes, does it?
It does.
Oh shit, nice.
As you see her, because she's far away from you.
Yeah,
but
so
you see her,
Melanie
fly down to the ground
sees it
and,
preemptively coming. Yeah.
tail swipe the cannon into the post.
Oh,
As you
shit.
see the fucking cannon careening towards you, and you get a flashback to having something else heavy thrown at you.
Yeah, Melanie remembers what happened last time and dives out of the way in a reaction this time.
As you just fucking bounce back, the cannon is gonna tear through the post that you're in.
No, the cannon's fucking the post.
It's huge.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, the cannon's
just,
fucked, the post is fucked, that's fine.
You and the other leaders in there just fucking go and escort out. As you see Pendragosa still dealing with her, as you exit back, coming out the back of it, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Insight check. Okay. Glad egg.
Shit.
I'll stick with the 15. Yeah.
As you see what looks to be like a really young, human, in like, kind of like a servant outfit with like a big like black collar around his neck.
What the
Even
fuck?
though you're far away, you can kind of hear him like sobbing and tearing up. As you see fucking lightning like rip out from him attacking the hobgoblin leaders.
Oh,
like
him
from
fighting the hobgoblins.
As he breathes a cone of lightning.
Oh. Okay. Oh, but Pendragosa still has the issue right now, doesn't
Correct.
he?
Pendragosa's dealing with Draxcenter.
Drug Center.
I feel like what's a bitch.
I was
So,
gonna say, it depends
this-
on how far he is. I have a couple ideas here for him. Because Melanie immediately assumes what is happening is that because the collar is prominent, right?
But yeah, the collar is clearly visible.
Okay. Does there seem to be any way of removing it visually that's present, like a latch? Or
There is a latch on it that like has like a it looks like a lock on it, like a crystalline almost
Oh fuck. Okay.
giant lock.
So I do have initiative in this.
Correct.
Melanie will keep looking like at Pendragosa every once in a while, making sure that he's not fucking dead.
Nope.
But she's gonna kind of refocus and be like, and give the advice of get the collar off that boy. If you're the soldiers over there, that is their goal. Not killing him, destroying that collar, that lock.
Understood. As they begin, like, you see them effectively chase down the kid, and
Yeah.
as he like keeps trying to like throw lightning at them, one of them he just coughs up nothing, and they kind of just pin him to the ground and just start like trying to break the latch open with like a barrel of a rifle.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Um,
This isn't an actual. Melanie will approach at, like once he's pinned. This isn't a spell effect, is it?
no, it does not appear to be.
Okay. So I was gonna say, if it was, I was willing to spend the dispel magic if it means freeing an enslaved dragon, but that's not the case. Okay. Can I attempt to find a way to break it, or if there's a key somewhere, like on his person? I doubt it, but like, if I can see
either
that
this
on the outside.
either this material would have to be like melted off or broken open.
Okay, melted off or broken open. If you're willing to let me with the equivalent of 2 rounds, Melanie is gonna just try and like firebolt Ray of Frost the lock specifically, just to try and fucking break that shit open.
As you firebolt and Ray of Frost trying to do it, it does glow with heat, and you can see the kid start like
Oh, that he's in
screaming.
pain. Is he in pain? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it still doesn't seem to affect the metal more than making it glow.
Okay. Okay. So do I think now genuinely, because he's a non-issue now. We've dealt with the 5.
As
The
the
only-
hobgoblins do like gag the kid.
No, I figure. Yeah, Melanie like nods, is like, we'll deal with that later. And she's gonna move back towards Pendragosa. How's he doing? As said.
After
Not
those 2
good.
rounds of absence, no. Draxenter is gaining on him.
Draxenter's gaining. Okay.
Correct.
If he is feasibly within range, it is extended spell haste time.
Okay.
I'm dropping the haste on him.
As you
Try and
As
give
you-
him his lead back.
as you do drop the haste on him, you see him kind of like, okay,
Yeah. he's like,
and he taps himself and seems to cast a spell that I mean, most of his spells have been unrecognizable. This is one you haven't even seen him use, where you see his whole body just kind of light up on fire with these like phoenix wings coming out the back.
Oh, my favorite investiture.
It's not that.
Oh no, it isn't.
Is it not?
Nope.
Is it not? Is it guys?
Nope.
No.
No, this is not a spell in the books.
Ooh.
This is a spell he made. Okay. Neat.
He used Giant Smite.
Fucking
Use giant smite. You did.
As he kind of like just begins to try and like push forward to the dragon and just try and get in like a slug match without getting his hand bitten off. As every punch he throws, like a plume of fire comes out of it. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Roll a persuasion check. Okay.
Yep.
17.
All right.
Fuck yeah, man. The rolls are
As
weird.
as that haste is empowering him, you can feel almost like the clicks in your blood from Mechanist fight with you, and you hear just a ding, ding, ding.
I
ding.
do want to give the flavor that when haste is on Pendragosa, because it's more emphasized the more powerful the target is, but that it almost is like a.
He's got a mecha suit.
No, it's like an exoskeleton, literally, where it's like all of his limbs like seem to have like something like a little bit of like brass sheen metal connected into them, bursting them just a bit faster, moving his legs faster. Even little flamethrower jets in his case, adapting, allowing him to output more fire at once.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, as you just see him like fucking blasting around almost like they're thrusters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do some rolls.
Yeah. Come on.
Alrighty. As Pendragosa does begin gaining, and you hear like, you see at one, he finally gets like a really, really solid hit, and he almost like punches his fist through like one of Drexither's eyes.
Good.
You see him like singe it on the way out, as Drexither just kind of like backs off. And flies on and begins flying towards Vinewraith.
Begins flying away. Oh, fucking A. So Pendragos is alive and air quotes has won against her at this point.
Yeah, he's still alive, but you see him like fucking as he comes down, he's got like a chunk taken out of his side.
Fucking hell.
Nice.
She like runs over to him.
Oh, hey, we're good. Oh, fuck.
Okay. Can you cauterize it? Cauterize it. Do it.
That won't replace the kidney. As
We'll
he just,
deal
like,
with the kidney
singes,
later.
he singes like a divot in his side.
You can no longer drink.
I'm done. He can't eat either.
No, he cannot.
It'll be fine. Who needs
It's a
eating?
kidney. It's a kidney, not liver.
Well, she took a chunk out of him, so
Yes.
some of his intestinal line is missing too.
Yes, sir.
He'll get over it.
I'll move past it. Oops.
Listen, I just need to get greater restoration, and then he's okay.
He's gonna have to drink through a tube for a while, then tell him.
No, Melanie will like nod as like, I've got one more thing you need to do.
Hey.
I need you to tell me if this lock's gonna kill this boy if you burn it off him, and if not, to burn it off him.
You see him kind of hobble over.
He seems like a slave. He has the collar on, and he's a lightning dragon.
Well, let's see. I can focus the fire. It just hurt a lot, but I don't think it'll kill him.
Yeah.
Now, whether he'll stay sane or not.
Well, he kind of like clutches her teeth, like, if we need to deal with this later, we can.
You see him kind of pick up the kid by like the fucking collar with his hand that's not like holding his body in.
Yeah, holding his side. Yeah.
Actually, kid, you want to live? Do you want to live and not have your fucking neck scores off right now? Because I'm really not in a good mood. So answer me quickly. You see him just fucking nod. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Shut the fuck up. Do not move unless spoken to, and stay right the fuck next to me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the kid just.
Melanie just stands next, is like, your loyalty and compliance would be most appreciated, young man. Fucking just like.
You see him give like a very shaky thumbs up.
And Melanie will now look a lot more stern and have the Southern Mom vibe to her now, as so long as he is nearby.
And Pendragosa turns to you. And also, you, soldiers, go get shades. And you see a few of them like run to what's left of the fucking post.
I
And
assume
try and find
of the cannon.
And of the cannon, yeah. And just kind of, as they grab like some chains, you see Pendragosa weld the chain pieces together at the ends. Alright, hold this in like a in a net pattern. Hobgoblin's all kind of like confused by what he's doing. Take it and like spread it out. He's like, alright, cool. He snaps his fingers. You see the drow appear like right on top of the net as he falls into the
Oh, and he falls in it and immediately gets wrapped.
Yup.
Nice.
Hostages.
Yeah, good use. Yeah.
As soon as he gets like wrapped up, you see him turn into the same material.
He turns into the metal.
He like punches one hobgoblin in the face and falls down, but he's tied up and restrained. So.
Yeah. And Melanie just nods, is like, this works. Hoped we needed less hostages, but this is kind of necessary.
Alright, now the question is, we've got about half our forces left. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. And you see him kind of look off to the distance. Thaddeus,
He sees that.
Yeah.
to the north, you've just kind of seen a lot of fire happening.
Yeah.
And you see you see in the ground what looks like the barrel of a howitzer sticking out in the distance, followed by what looks to be a lot of shining metal, probably corpses, but the armor still on them.
Yeah.
During their short rest, or at the end of it, I figure.
This is after the short
They
rest.
started moving.
Troops continue moving.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see, you also see Drextinter flying northward. And I think that is a solid place to end it for today.
All right.
Brilliant.
That works.
With the groups reconvening.
The groups
Brilliant.
reconvening.
Brilliant.
And we captured the douchebag. Good job, Melanie. Great job, Melanie.
True.
I knew the moment. By the way, the
Stream.
moment you started describing, like you see him crumbling, I peeked up. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. I was like, yeah. For a second, I'm like, huh? I'm like, huh?
Folks, thank you all for tuning in. This was the first half of our war arc, where each of the members were split up, and a bit more split up, starting the groups and their movements and all that. Next week we'll begin the second half of the war arc. We'll decide who does that. Then I don't have ideas. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you much.
There's.